In this video, we are going to discuss a very interesting technology and its engineering. Right now, over 10,000 satellites are flying above you at 27,000 km per hour, and on the ground, a flat antenna the size of a pizza box is tracking every single one of them with no motor, no dish, just a flat sitting on a roof. Well, this is Starlink, and the engineering inside it is more interesting than most people even realize. Well, first, over 2.5 billion people on this planet still do not have a reliable internet connection. Laying fiber cable to every village, every island, every remote farm costs too much for a lot of these places, and no company will ever do it. So, the idea was simple: skip the ground entirely and send the internet from the space. Now, the satellite internet has been since here like from 1990, but it was terrible because the satellite they use were parked like 36,000 kilometer away from the earth. So the signal goes up 36,000 kilometer, hits the satellites, come back down, get processed, go back up and comes back to you. Well, this is a very big loop. That entire round trip takes over 600 milliseconds, which is more than half a second of a delay on every single click. And at that speed, video call don't work, gaming doesn't work, and even a basic browsing feels painful. That was a satellite internet for like over 25 years. Now, Starlink changed one thing, they moved the satellites closer. Instead of like having 36,000 kilometers, Starlink flies just 550 kilometers, which is like 65 times closer to the Earth. So, the delay drops from 600 millisecond all the way down to 25 to 50 millisecond, which is like same range as your phone's 4G connection. Suddenly everything's work. But the trade-off is that 550 kilometer one satellite can only cover a small area, so you need thousands of them. That's why the Starlink has over 10,000 satellites up there right now, making the largest satellites constellation ever built. Now, here's the part that really got me. Like, these satellites cross your sky in about 4 minutes and then next one takes over, which means the antenna on the ground has to constantly track a target moving at 27,000 km per hour. Well, a normal dish or normal antenna with a motor would burn out in months, so the Starlink doesn't use a motor at all in this technology. Instead, that flat panel, the antenna, are 1280 tiny antennas, and each one of send receive the signal. This is how their procedure works. By delaying some of them by trillionth of a second, the combined signal tilts in whatever direction needs to go. You change the delays and the beam points somewhere else with no moving parts at all. Well, the dish, the antenna recalculates the aim at every few microseconds to stay locked on a satellite, like flying at like Mach 22. And now SpaceX sells this whole thing for a few hundred of dollars, while military systems that do same thing cost hundred of thousands. Well, one more thing, the newer satellites also in the Starlink actually talks to each other using laser beams in orbit, so your data helps like from satellite to satellite until it reaches a station closer to which it is needs to go. Now, this means Starlinks work even over oceans where there's no ground station for thousands of kilometers. And there's something most people don't know: light like actually moves faster through the empty space than through the glass fiber buried in the ground. So, for very long distance, the satellite path can actually be faster than undersea cables. And keep in mind, there are two satellites both moving 27,000 kilometer, 2,000 kilometer apart, keeping the laser beam between them. That's level of precision is very wide. So, should you actually get a Starlink? Well, if you are in a rural area with a bad internet, there is a probability this is the best option you have ever had, because it gives you 65 to 200 mbps downloads with only in like 25 to 50 milliseconds. For a lot of people, that means it's the first time they can do a video call without freezing every few seconds. But if you already have a fiber or good cable at home, Starlink isn't a really a good upgrade, because fiber is still the faster and the cheaper option per month. So Starlink isn't here to replace the fiber. It is here for hundreds of millions of those people who will never get the fiber because of the economics doesn't work in that way they think. For them, all takes is a flat antenna, a clear sky, and they get a broadband from the space. A direct cell to cell conversation here where regular phones can connect to the Starlink satellite without needing a dish at all. It's already live from text all and the data in 22 countries and full voice call expected by 2027. If this helped you understand how it actually works, hit like. See you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.